What's going on, guys? So as you can see from the title of this video, some big important things happened. Took the truck out for its inaugural drive here to really see how it's doing, how it's set up, what needs to be buttoned up. But for the most part, it did pretty good. Now, before we could get to that drive, there were a few things that I had to check off the list before we were able, like I said, to take it out on the road. First thing that we did was I didn't have any of the front lights wired. So I had the headlights in, I have all the lights in, but none of them were wired up from the new harness that I put in. So first things first, we had to run that and got that all done. Alright, so we've got our light wires run right along here. Comes down, splits off. Got our two headlight, our side marker. So the headlight comes out here. We get that done. Then it comes down, runs through this little hole in the firewall. So this is going to be our power wire for this turn signal. We've got the weather tight connectors here that I'll show you that I used. I used the same ones on the fans, but that runs across the front of the core support under the radiator. And we've got our other turn signal, passes again through there, underneath into here. So we've just got to get all this wired up, and then we'll test them. After the wiring, there was still a couple things left on the list. I needed to adjust the shift linkage, and I noticed every time I fired it up, thankfully I had it chalked, every time I had fired it up, it was idling a little high, and it lurched a little bit on startup because it was in reverse. So once I got it set, I knew it was in park when I was under the truck working, but then when I pulled the cable forward, it must have slipped it into reverse. So again, thankfully it was chalked, but I got that corrected. I also had the bolt on the shift lever on the actual transmission a little too tight. Shifts really easy, nice and smooth, and it feels really good. I also found that on the dash that I have, there's all sorts of little categories that you can make to customize your screen there, and gear is one of them. So because I don't have the indicator for the 4L60 on my steering column, that tells me when I'm in gear, so that's good. After that, we still had to make a coolant overflow reservoir, and thankfully we did, because it didn't get hot, but it fluctuated through that. Beyond that, what else did we need to do before we got it on the road? Oh, and we needed to bleed the power steering. So jacked up the front, I got the truck running, just cycled it back and forth, lock to lock, just to make sure there was no air in the lines. Yeah, the power steering felt great. During the drive, steering was awesome, felt fantastic, nice and solid, which when you're sitting in the truck initially, before it was bled, it just felt kind of sloppy still, which I was a little upset about because I pretty much, other than the column itself, replaced the good majority of parts there. But now that the power steering is bled, it feels really good. So I'm happy with that. Yeah, and then after that, what we did is we took it out for its initial drive. There's a church that's kind of pretty close to right across the street from us, so we drove over there. I bed the brakes. That was a big part of it. I wanted to make sure it was safe. If everything went good there, then we were going to just take it to the gas station and come back home. Just go get some gas in it. On that drive, engine coolant temperatures stayed really good. Transmission temps, a little hot. Although we have transmission cooler lines. We came back and there was oil all over the entire passenger side of the engine bay, and it was black, so burnt oil. But it was transmission oil. So the fitting right on the, or that goes from the AN line to the radiator, that fitting is what was leaking. So there's an adapter that I needed for this to make it was. If that doesn't end up working, I'm not gonna be surprised really, but I'm gonna be disappointed because that was a pain in the ass. Loud enough? Yeah. Yeah, beyond that, the other thing is because we didn't have really great transmission oil pressure, we also didn't have fantastic shifting. When we were driving to the gas station in fourth gear, we were still running at like 3,200 RPMs the entire way. Really didn't want to get above 50 miles an hour. So that wasn't ideal. As we were driving back, you could tell the pressure was building in the transmission a little bit. I think the torque converter also got more fluid into it because when we came back, we were right around 2,200, 2,500. So that was a lot more enjoyable coming back from the gas station. But that's when we noticed that there was a pretty decent leak with that. There was a little bit of overflow on the coolant, like I mentioned. But overall, pretty good. A couple little things to button up that we expected. But yeah, those are going to take me 5 or 10 minutes probably to button up. And then we'll test again. It's definitely ready to just drive over to the new house. So in terms of that, I would say things are fairly successful. The drive over to the new house is only not even 5 minutes. We're like 2 miles away from where we live now. So it's not real far, and this will definitely make it. Beyond that, a couple minor adjustments too. The driver's side door does sag just a little bit when it comes off the hinge, and it's clipping the rocker panel just a touch. But beyond that, the headlight, passenger side headlight, the low beam doesn't work on it. The 2 auxiliary lights work, but that one, so I got to replace that. All right, so that is the low beam. And then on this side, it just doesn't light up at all, just these two. Then when we kick on our high beams, indicator light works. High beam, still no low beam. So Definitely need that light. The left turn signal indicator light on the dash, I don't know if it just a wire came loose or what, but that needs to get buttoned up as well. Beyond that, yeah, just a bunch of stuff that we're going to do over the winter. The next time I see you, we will be driving over to the new house. Between now and then, which is only going to be about 7 to 10 days, just to give you guys an idea. Yeah, in the meantime, I am going to start packing up out here, and I'm not looking forward to that in any way, shape, or form. So anyways, guys, like I said, the next time I see you, we'll be driving this over to the new house. I will show you what the new garage setup is going to be. It's not an auxiliary shop like this is. It is a garage attached to the house. We did some custom things to it to make it so we still have plenty of workspace. So I'm excited to show you guys that. And then beyond that, yes, there's going to be some winter projects with this interior, and buttoning up some loose end, things like that. A lot of that stuff I'm actually going to do more just on Instagram because it's not really big enough for a full video type of thing. So if you don't follow me on Instagram, check me out there. And let's see. But also, I'm also going to do a new series for the garage. So it's going to be like, I don't know what I'm going to call it yet, maybe Dream Garage. I wouldn't necessarily call this my dream garage, but we can make it a dream garage based on what we have. So that's going to be probably a 5-part series, I'm thinking. Let me know if you're interested in seeing what that's going to look like. If not, maybe I won't waste my time filming it. But yeah, if you guys are interested, let me know on that, and we'll go from there. So I'll see you guys in probably 10 days, 14 days from the next time I get the next video up. So thanks for watching. We'll see you guys later as we drive over to the new house.